Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. Please invite your friends. And today our topic again is about Israel and the Mohammedans. Before we start, I saw a comment of somebody is extremely smart. He said, "Why you are standing with Israel? You understand nothing." My friend, I understand nothing. You are the smart. But I have in front of me what those you stand with them believe. They believe that all mankind are animals unless they convert to Islam. They believe that they have the right to put a chain not around the necks of the Jews, but the Hindus, the Buddhists, the atheists, the Christians, everybody. And you are the one who understand. So when we ask somebody from Hamas, what is Hamas, my friend? He will say to you, it's an Islamic organization. We fight for the sake of Allah. Okay, and who you believe in? What is your constitution? What is the law you follow? The Quran and the Prophet. Okay, the Prophet said, put a chain around their necks. Do you believe in that? Sure, we will put a chain around every single one of you. And then you will find a donkey like you saying to me, why you stand against Hamas? I mean, I don't want to complain because God who created those donkeys. But they are there. I mean, God, he created mosquitoes too. They are there. So why you stand again? Why you stand with Israel? Well, the Israelis don't believe that they have to put a chain around our neck if you don't believe in Judaism. They don't believe that they have to kill you if you are a Buddha. Stupid idiot. This is Hamas. This is their prophet. This is not the leader of Hamas. This is what they believe in. So when a stupid donkey, doesn't matter who is he, by the way, some Christian, they claim to be Christian and they say we support Hamas. You cannot be Christian and you support the Antichrist. Somebody might say to me, oh, the Jews, they don't believe in Jesus. My friend, if everybody who don't believe in Jesus is our enemy, that's mean we have no friends. Jesus says, I came for the sick, including the Muslims, not only to the Jews. So we as a Christian, we don't take a stand, especially when it's come to the truth, because of a religion of a person. If somebody owns a house, we say he owned the house. If he is a Christian or Hindu or Buddha or atheist, it doesn't matter. He owned the house. You don't own it, you don't own it. This is the land of the Jews. And even the stupid prophet of Islam, he himself, he confirmed that this is the land of the Jews. Did you ask even yourself where is the name is coming from? So when somebody says to me, you don't understand, obviously you are the genius. I saw a comment yesterday, somebody saying to me he is an Arab Christian in Israel. He says that Zionists, they treat us bad. How bad, my friend, how bad? You have health insurance, man, and you have equal right to vote, man, and you can be a member in the parliament, man, and you can be a minister in the government, man, and even you can go for election as a president. You have same salary, same rights, same opportunity, and they treat us bad. Hey, Abdul, the one who claimed to be Christian, why you don't go and live under Hamas? Let us see how Hamas they treat you as a Christian. Potato, coward, liar, hypocrite. I should not call you potato. Potato is delicious. So you will find a lot of people who say stupid things. Sometimes it's beyond stupidity. And this is what we do here. We fight stupidity. Now, as you see here in front of you, this is the stupid Muhammad. He did not know that one day the Jews will take back their land. You know, he thought he was reporting history, you know, like, yeah, Sulaiman, the son of David, he is the one who finished building Al-Aqsa Mosque. So how it is a mosque and the one who built it is the king of the Jews? Imagine if the king of the Hindu, he built a temple. And then the Muslim, they say this is a mosque. Look, what? There's an idiot, he says, I mean, the comment, by the way, is like a comedy show. A guy says to me, is it a synagogue or a temple? Idiot. Anyway, so our topic today we explained those in the previous videos. You can watch them if you want to see why the land belonged to Israel, why, even Allah in the Quran chapter 5 verse number 21, supposedly Allah is talking, but this is Muhammad making poo-poo as usual. He said that Allah is the one who assigned the land to the Jews. Who is the one who assigned the land to the Jews? It's Allah. It was not even America. It's not even the Ottoman Empire. It was not even Trump. It was the stupid Allah. You believe it or not, open your Quran and read. Well, maybe you might say to me, I do not know how to read, I'm like the Prophet. But they offer me a job in Oxford University to teach Arabic. All my people enter the Holy Land which Allah has assigned into you. And you know what is making it more hilarious is the word assigned. Not only he is saying to the Jews, hey Musas, Habibi Musas, Jack Shalom, Habibi. Okay, take this land, this is assigned to you, Habibi. So who is the one who started the conflict? The Quran says this is the land of the Jews. But the Muslims, they have different logic. They say to you, oh, at that time, they were Muslims. They left Islam. You see the hypocrisy? So if you are a Muslim, you can take every land. If you are not a Muslim, so the Jews at that time, they were Muslims. Why? They were kissing the black stone, go around the Kaaba like a bunch of crazy people, and go into the house of the devil and throw rocks at him. Supposedly he lived there. Hey, Abdul, I saw a U-Haul standing in front of the house of Shaitan. I think he moved out long time ago. Superstition, stupid religion. Now, we go to our topic, and don't forget to invite your friends. And if you are a Mohammedan from Hamas, don't forget to invite your 4 wives legally, and the other 20 who they are under the table, because this is very well-known place of prostitution. There's no job, there's nothing there. There's only money coming from abroad, either from United Nations or from Qatar. Or now, this is the purpose of this whole war. Actually, it was to collect money because they are out of money. Israeli will shoot at us, they will destroy our buildings, and then the Arab, they will start hundreds of millions, sending hundreds of millions of dollars, and then we live with them until we are out of money, and then we attack again Israel, and then they send us money. We knew the game. This is not about really anything. It's about just we need money. Now, why I believe that the Israeli should be thankful to Hamas, sorry. They look the same. Why they are really should be very thankful. You see, in the last, I cannot really call it a war. I can call it a training, because there's no war happening really. Yes, the Mohammedan Hamas, they are sending their rockets to kill the Jews, but at the end of the day, they killed only 4 old people, most of them. What this guy is doing? Come on, put your tongue inside. Show respect to Hamas. There's no respect these days. Let us go to different image. I was seeking different image. This guy come to me and, he's an Israeli soldier and he's dancing. All right. So this is what happened in the last 11 days, or during the time of what they call it, conflict. Conflict. Anyway, so the Mohammedan Hamas, they send almost 4,000 rockets over Israel, and the total of death is 10 people. 3 or 4 they are foreigners, they are not Israeli. One I think from South Africa, one from India, and one from Thailand, and then the number 4, I think maybe Philippines, I'm not sure. So those are 4 workers who work there, and then there's other 3 or 4, I'm not sure the number, but they killed at least 3 people who they are Arab Muslims. This is the missile of Hamas. So what is the total left? 3 people Israeli, 3, 4. So after almost 4,000 missiles, they killed 4 Israeli. So this is the loss of the Israeli. Now let us look at the gain of the Israeli. The Israeli in this 11 days, they have a real testing for their defense system. How it can be overwhelmed, and is really their defense system ready to go for a full-scale war? Not with Hamas. Hamas is, because this is why I call it, this is like a training. Because what they have is no match to what Iran have or Egypt have, right? So now the Israeli, they got a great opportunity, never happened before, since they started this doom system, to put into real testing, not training testing, into a real testing, to see if their missiles and their defense system is enough to fight against the enemies. And because of that, I believe that what happened in the last event, it was priceless for Israel. This is the best gift Israel received for free for a long time. Four Israeli killed, or three, after 4,000 rockets, is a proof that still the Israeli system is not enough. They need to increase the size, or let us say the numbers, of their missiles system to prepare for overwhelming attack where thousands of rockets will come in the same moment, not in 11 days. This is the strategy of the enemy of Israel. That when we attack, we know that the Israeli are very, very, well armed, and we know that they have technology which we don't have, and we know that they are very strong. We know everything. But what we don't miss, that the Israeli, they don't have enough technology to stop an overwhelming attack from everybody. So let us say that Egypt, Iran, and remember all the neighbors of Israel, they are enemies. At the end of the day, even the one who signed peace agreement, this is garbage. The peace agreement can disappear one day. You see, when you are strong, everybody give you a hug. When you are a failing cow, everybody will give you a knife so he can get a piece of meat of you. So Israel now learned that their technology should be way more powerful. And I'm talking about not the technology itself as a technology. Obviously, they have the technology. But they have to have increase. Let us say, this doom system, maybe they were having 50 system activated in the same time. But obviously 50 is not enough. What if a war erupts with Iran, and then Hezbollah start shelling, Iran starts shelling, Hamas starts shelling, Jihad starts shelling, I mean everybody shelling in Israel. So obviously the system they have right now is not enough to have full protection. And this is why I believe this 11 days was a great opportunity to Israel. They lost nothing, almost nothing. I mean, the 3-4 people, this is nothing. This is supposed to be a war. So they were able to train their soldiers to destroy the tunnels and how to go after them and how to seek them and how to find them. Great training going after Hamas. And they killed a lot of them. You see, when Hamas, they say we lost 200, that means they lost 2,000. This is the Middle East, remember the Middle East. The Middle East news, always, it's one in two direction. Bad, speak bad about the one who don't like. Speak good about the one you like. Which means, in Iran, there is nobody die in war. In Iran, nobody die of AIDS. In Iran, nobody die because of Corona. In Iran, I mean, this is the news. They have news. They have no real news whatsoever. But in reality, the story is different. In reality, the story is totally different. By the time we will find out, maybe, how many really get killed. You see, the second day of the attack of Hamas, the third day, I think, third day, it was a Friday. I'm not sure which day it was. The Israeli announced that they are going to do, or they started a ground attack. And then all Hamas, as usual, burqa, cowards, they go under their tunnels. And that was the reason the Israeli, they announced the ground attack, so they will hide, and then they will bomb them and kill as much as they can in certain area they discover that they are hiding there. And it was a very successful. So it was a trick to make them just hide in that place, and then they will bomb them. So Hamas learned in the same time that they can win only by the support of the international community, which means putting pressure on Israel, not by war. And that taught the Israeli another lesson, that trust no one. The Israeli always, they trust America as a friend. But their experience now, America is not really a friend as before. We can say now it's friendly, not a friend, not under the Democrat. And the Israeli now, they will notice, or they notice already, that the only one who can defend them is them. They cannot depend on anyone. So what is the solution? What if tomorrow all those neighboring countries, they decide to launch an attack together against Israel? And this is something happened before many times. Don't think this is something new. The Israeli, they had that before. They do. It's not something new. This is what happened when the Israeli been attacked in 1973. Actually, all the attacks against Israel was not individual country. It was multi-Islamic countries launch an attack on Israel, and they take them usually into surprise. As an example, Hamas launched their missiles this time when the people of Jerusalem or Israel, they have a holiday. So the Israeli soldiers are home. They are not in their bases. So they were hoping in the first, let us say, 2 hours, they will be able to accomplish a lot of missiles who will fall down in the top of the houses of the Israeli and kill as many as they can. But they fail because simply the Israeli system does not need too many soldiers to control it. It's an automatic system. But what if tomorrow, and now the Islamic armies around Israel, not only the Israeli are advanced, those are became way more advanced, but they are not even close to Israel. But now they have missiles, and okay, I have the Doom system, and I can take most of it. What about the rest of it? Obviously, the system they have right now, it's a great system. It's amazing. I could not believe how they can take all those small rockets, because they are small. And the smaller they are, the more hard they are. Because first, they don't have any direction. It's like a balloon in the air, you know. This is why half of them, they fell in the top of Hamas. They send the missile to go to Israel, come back to them. So those are even more difficult than a normal missile. But in the same time, is easier because their speed is not the same as a full speed missiles, which is made in Iran, like the real one. So what the Israeli should do? It's obvious. Now the Israeli, I believe, they are preparing themselves for a full-scale war where everybody is going to attack them. You see, the Israeli, they always say something very important. They say never again. Never again, right? So, in order to accomplish never again, then they have to make it happen never again. You know what I mean? I believe now the Israeli, and actually this is what I like too, that Even Biden, who is, Biden is just a person in the office. He is not really a real president. Biden, he promised the Israeli to strengthen or to strengthen their defense system, the Iron Dome. So America now is going to invest a big money to increase their system to be more powerful and more able to take enemies. And Biden is not really a person who have a choice to go against Israel. Yes, there is many in the Democratic Party, they hate Israel. We knew that. But they are a small number compared to the majority who they are supporting Israel with no question. The war is just a matter of time. It's not maybe, it's going to happen. And the coming war between Israel and the neighbors is going to be massive. Extremely massive. You see this area, this territory, Middle East, everybody is going to go in war. Not only, like, they're war with Israel because of religion. We know that. But Egypt, it might go in war soon with Ethiopia because there's no water. Turkey is cutting water from Syria. If Syrian, they have enough army, they will attack Turkey. But Syria now is collapsing because of the civil war. Iraq is dying because Turkish are cutting their water. So Jordan is out of water. There's no water at all. In Jordan, you can't even flush your toilet seat. They have rules how much water you can spend. There's no water. So this is a territory where water is a reason for war. The war we witness now with Israel is about what? Is about religion. It's not about land. Many people, they think this is about the land. They are fighting over land. That's not true. They are fighting over religion. The Jews have no right to exist. This is what Islam teach. Muhammad, he said it clearly, and we showed you that. And actually, the ambassador of Israel, in the last speech he made, he was showing people what they say, what Hamas they teach their children, and what they say in their TV, and what they say in their station, and what they say in public. But this is what Muhammad said. Muhammad, he said that time will come, the Israelis have no right to exist. And then he quoted the other one where it says that time will come and the Muslims will kill all the Jews. All, not some. I'm trying to find maybe I deleted it. It's okay. So the total consequence of this war, I believe it was a great training for Israel. The Israeli lost almost nothing, not even a soldier. Hamas, maybe they got some support now from ground Muslims, but those things, they die very fast. Muslims are very emotional, and the media is their direction. Just to make you understand what I'm saying, in Saudi Arabia, if you praise Hamas, you will be arrested. But you can say we support the Palestinians. You know what I mean? You can say we support the king. He says we support the Palestinian rights, but in the same time they meet with Netanyahu in secret. So the Jewish state, they understand very well that Muslims, they never be people who trust each other. They betray each other. They go against each other in the back. And this is the lifestyle of Islam since the time of Muhammad. If you go check who is the one who killed the Caliphate Uthman, the one who collected the Quran for the Muslims. The Muslims. Not only they killed him, they put him in a chair and they start taking the hair of his beard one by one. Not only they took his beard before they kill him, they cut his head and they play with it volleyball. Not only did that, there's many stories. Even some, they say they throw his body in the street and nobody is there even to bury him. And then at night, a group of Muslims, they come and they stole the body and they bury him in a grave for the Jews. So nobody will know where he gone. And this is what they did with all their caliphate, and they did even with the grandsons of Muhammad. Muslims always, they fight Muslims. Muslims always betray Muslims. Muslims, you remember the guy, they sent him an email, what his name, Yasser Qadi? Then the email is spread all over. This is Islam. This is a great example how Muslims they practice, their trust. They don't. There's no trust. They betray each other. Big deal. And the Israeli state, they understand that very well. This is why now they sign peace agreement with Emirat, which is betrayal to Palestinians, if you think about it. I mean, how you sign peace agreement, supposedly you are a Muslim and you support them. But who there in Emirat to say this is wrong? Nobody. And here you see how the opinion of the public change when the king of the country says this is right, which means there is no public opinion. It is just one man. He say this and this will happen. Same in Egypt. Like the Egyptian in their TV, they says, we support the Palestinian, we support the Palestinian. But if the Palestinian try to smuggle something through the borders, they shoot them. And they call them terrorists. That is how it is. So the coming few days, I believe, there will be let us say, reestablishment or restudy of the Israeli defense system and how they can make it way more stronger. So which means this 11 days are the best thing happened to Israeli army in the last 20 years. For now, they found out with no cost, almost no cost, except money, and a few, like maybe 3-4 people died. Almost no cost. They examine their defense system to see how powerful it is. And now they discover the weakness, and now they will have their chance to fix the weakness. So when real war happened, that weakness will not be a problem. You see, all countries around the world, they spend their army, they spend billions of dollars for training. When they ask Putin about the cost of war in Syria, he said we spend more money in training, which is not real training. So in Syria, we are training our army for less money than we would spend for training. Real training. If you check Russian in their fight in Syria against the terrorists, against Hamas, because Hamas, they were fighting them too. Al-Qaeda, they have just, they changed their names. The Muslim Brotherhood, they have an army, they call it Faylaq Rahman. This is the same as Hamas. It's the same exactly, it's just a different name. So the Russian, they killed thousands and thousands, and they lost almost nothing. Great training. And Hamas today, they offer the Israeli forces a great opportunity to test their defense system, to test how the civilian can react in such an overwhelming missiles. If they have enough really protection and shelters for civilian, and they discover they don't, some areas that don't even have shelter at all. So all those things will be fixed, whatever government is going to be coming next. And number one issue will be solved for the Israeli is how we are going to increase the number of our missiles defense, because their defense, their missile defense is amazing. I cannot believe it. I mean, how powerful it is. But obviously, it's not enough. It is not enough. So they have to increase it. They have to fix it to make it full protection. You see, Israeli are different from Arab countries. In the Middle East, Saddam Hussein, he sent his army to fight Iran. Iran, they sent his army to fight Saddam Hussein. 200,000 people die in 6 months. Who care? This is not Israel. For Israeli, when they lose a soldier, as if they lost an army. Life of a human being for them is extremely important. And this is the difference between them and their enemies. The enemies, they don't care. And this is what Hamas they do. Hamas, they hide between children and women because who cares how many they die? This is not even an issue for them. They don't even think about it. For the Israeli, it's totally the opposite. And because Hamas, they understand that, so they think if they kill one Israeli, it's a victory for them. Just one. I remember the Israeli army, they exchanged more, I think, almost 300 terrorists just for a body of a dead Israeli soldier. Can you believe it? It is just a dead Israeli soldier, not even alive. So the enemy of Israel understand that the Israeli, they are different system, different society, different culture, different belief, and everything different. And they try to use their differences against the Israeli. Like if we go and we kill 10 Israeli, that means Israel lost a lot. So let's make them lose 10 Israeli. They lost. Oh, from us we lost 10,000. Oh, we did not lose, we win. See, they have two mentality, because simply one of them believe in death to go to heaven supposedly, and the other one believe that their life is extremely important to everybody. Every citizen should live. Every citizen should, his life is important, and nobody shall be killed unless it is necessary. And actually, this is what the Jews are. This is another weakness of the Jews too. When they fight with Hamas, they call them, they says, we are going to bomb this building, because they're trying to avoid killing civilians. And that is a weakness point from the side of the Israeli. Hamas don't need to do that. Hamas, actually, they're trying to kill civilians as much as they can. The Israeli are trying to avoid as much as they can. Now, it might be a weakness, in the same time, it's very strong. Why? You see, Hamas, in order to get support, they need Israel to kill some of their own civilians. You know what I mean? Like, you kill my brother, I'm going to get angry, I'm going to join Hamas. So Israeli, they limit their attack on those who they are Hamas members only. They don't want to kill a Palestinian just because he's a Palestinian. They don't want them to be really an enemy forever. They're trying to establish some kind of trust. And actually, I saw a video of members of civilians from Gaza carrying the Israeli flag. They want Israel to come, because they knew how evil this Hamas is, and they knew that they have no life there. Hamas, they use this war, as we said, explained to you before, just to make more money. Now donations will come from Qatar, from Emirates. Already Egypt announced $500 million assistance to Gaza. Who is going to take them? Hamas leaders. As simple as that, because they are in control. Are they going to give them to civilian? They will give some. The rest is for the leaders to buy villas in Europe, villas in Qatar, and have more new wives. That is the truth. So, for me, I believe, and this is my opinion, that this war was a great opportunity, if we can call it a war, for Israel, because the coming war is going to be extremely difficult, for it's going to be massive. I believe, actually, the coming war with Israel is going to be kind of a final war, which means either those neighbors, they will give up forever to fight Israel, or they will destroy Israel. You see, the last war happened in the 1973. 73. How many years? Why the Muslims, Muhammadan, did not launch a big war like that again? Because that war, which the Muslims, they always claim to be victorious, was a horrible war for them. Until now, Israel controls a huge part of land because the Arab lost that war. But again, those people, they celebrate always even the lost war, because it's an awkward mentality. They lie to themselves, they repeat a lie, we've been victorious, hold on. You lost almost all the desert of Sinai. It's a land in the size of a country. How you won? How we won? We won. We won. We were able to go through the line of the Israeli army. Can you believe it? They went through for 2 hours and then they got you. They got you busted. Maybe even it was a trick. The Israeli army almost arrived to Damascus. Almost. This is the truth. So the Arab, they learned that each time they go in a massive war with the Jews, they lose with big scale. And the Jews, they earn more land. So this time, if they want to go in war, how this war will be? Are they going to really do what they did in the past? I believe no. There's no way they are going to do the same mistake. Even though it's hard to teach an idiot, not to do the same mistake. But they learned their size. They learned their size. And now Hamas made them think that Israel have a weakness, that if we launch an attack on Israel altogether by missiles, we can hurt Israel. But in the same time, they have to remember that Israel have weapons which nobody have, not even America. And they can wipe them out of the ground. All those countries, not only cities. So Israel, if we put it under like me or you, then Israel was going to win in a few minutes. Because they have to finish the war so fast. And they knew that they cannot go that far with Israel, because then Israel is going to have to use a weapon which is a mass destruction weapon. And if they use it, for sure Israel is the winner. So Israel will never lose a war. Let us make it simple. Because of the advanced weapon they have. Because a weapon they have, they can destroy countries, not only cities. So what the purpose of the war with Israel will be? Nothing. There's no purpose. Like what Hamas accomplished now. They said they are defending Jerusalem, they want to free Jerusalem. Did you free Jerusalem? Why you ceasefire? Since when a person who's victorious, he ceasefire? A person who will take Jerusalem, he continue, go, take it. They don't even dare to get close to their border. They don't even dare to walk in the street. They don't even dare to go without having a mask. So the purpose of this war is not to make a victory over Israel. It's money, it's business, it's hatred of religion, all is mixed together to create an enemy. You see, I learned something in the Middle East, that any leader in the Middle East, he needs an enemy in order to be a leader. If we take Israel from the enmity of Iran government, how the Iranian regime will explain to their people why we are poor? Explain to us why. I mean, Iran never was poor. Iranian people, they are not poor. I mean, where is the money? So, in order to make them shut up, we say, don't you see, we're fighting America. But they never fight America. Here we go, America is there, go ahead. Death to Israel, but you never fought Israel. Oh, we are supporting Hezbollah. So, all of them, they need an enemy to exist. If you don't have an enemy, then people will question you. Same in Jordan. Like Jordan, he is a king, and all of us, we knew that he is a puppy. You know, his family, all of them, they are puppy of the, previously, to Her Majesty, the Queen of England and her family. Then, you know, England is not powerful no more. You know, England now is a grocery store. Have no army. I think all the army of England is not even 60,000. So now the one who is the king of Jordan working for is America. As simple as that. But this person, in order to stay as a king, he have to give himself some legitimate reason to be a king. He used two papers. Number one, that he is descendant from Muhammad. This is why he's corrupt. And that explains a lot of the corruption he have and his family. Number two, I am standing with the Palestinian. And he married a Palestinian woman. So the Palestinian who became the majority of his country will not take over his land. Actually, his father, who they call him king, King Hussein, he is the one who did what is called the Black September, and he killed tens of thousands of Palestinians, slaughtered them. The Black September, go search it in Google. The Palestinian Muslims, they try to take over the country, and this is what they did in Lebanon. In Lebanon, when the Palestinian Muslims suddenly they became in control of Lebanon. Imagine that Fidel Castro come to visit Yasser Arafat. This is how powerful they become in Beirut, and the Lebanese government don't even know. A president of a foreign country, suddenly the airport is full of Palestinian soldiers, and Fidel Castro is landing in the airport. They took over the airport. They are the one who own the country. Tens of thousands of fighters. And then during the war, the one who kicked them out, it was Israel. They invade Lebanon. And all those heroes wearing masks, Allahu Akbar, we die before we let you come in, they disappear and they run. And then they put them in boats and they ship them to Tunisia. All the fighters of Yasser Arafat being shipped to Tunisia. And then little groups of Palestinian, after the Israeli withdrawal, they stay in Beirut. What the Shia did to them, the Shia, Hezbollah and Amal, they are two Shia party. They surrounded them and they cut water from them, they cut food from them, and they did not allow them even to breathe. To the point that those Palestinians, they used to eat each other when someone died because there's no food. So this is what the Shia did to the Palestinians. So how come Hamas today is sponsored by Iran? It's just a change of the game. They have no loyalty to anyone except the one who pay money. If we need you, we hire you. We are done with you, we throw you. And this mentality is not only, by the way, done by Muslims, it's done by American too. As an example, the idiot Trump, he hired the Kurdish to be part of his forces. So he told the Kurdish, we are with you, we support you against ISIS, fight with us. We know, okay. So the Kurdish, they joined and they armed them, they trained them, they spent a lot of money on them. And then ISIS is gone. So Trump, he do not need them. So this idiot, suddenly he said to them, I'm going to go out. Here we go. All those borders is open to Turkey to come and eat you alive. So he used them. He fight using them. He go in war by using them. A lot of them died fighting ISIS. And now we do not need you. ISIS is gone. I'm going, I'm leaving. And then he told Erdogan, they are yours. Take them. Erdogan, in the same time, just to show you how filthy this earth is. Erdogan, the one who keeps saying, we want to defend Israel. Sorry, we defend Palestine. They are killing Palestinian. This is unjust. He killed Muslims. Nobody killed Muslims as Erdogan. Every day they kill Kurdish and they are Muslims. Kurdish are not Christians. They are not, people coming from the moon. They are Muslims. Actually, Salahuddin, the one supposedly who took Jerusalem from the crusade, is a Kurdish. Very filthy man. So, the Middle East is a place where there's no trust. Nobody trusts anyone. And there's no friends. And the Israeli, they knew that. And this is why they played their game. They knew that Israel is not really in love with Emirat, and Emirat is not in love with Israel. But Emirat, they have fear from Iran. So Emirat signed a peace agreement with Israel because they want help against Iran, not because they love the Jews. They knew, that the statement where it says, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is what happened there. They are, Israel is an enemy to Iran. Is not a question about that. And those Arab countries, they are small, tiny, and they cannot fight. And Saudi Arabia, even Saudi Arabia, as an example, the war in Yemen. Saudi Arabia get involved in the war in Yemen. Why? Because Iran taking over Yemen. And if Iran take over Yemen, then the Shiaism and Shia Iran are going to occupy Saudi Arabia sooner or later. So they have no choice but to go in war in Yemen. And now after 4 years of war, they accomplish nothing. Nothing. So this is showing you that those countries are not able even to defend their own land. And this is why the King of Saudi Arabia asked the American, please increase your forces here. And they pay for it. All those countries, they are not protected except by the infidels. Who is the one who protects Qatar? You see, the Prince of Qatar, he supports Palestine, free Palestine, but he bring the American to occupy his land. Same as Erdogan, he is a person who speaks of independence. You don't know we are Turkish. We are not under the command of anyone. You are under the command, you idiot. You have no economy. You have no army. You have nothing. Your army can collapse in a war of 5 days. Because an army without money is not an army. You don't even have enough money for 5 days of war. Read war. And even those who have money, they are very behind in technology. The Turkish, when they make drone and they try to sell it to Azerbaijan, all the equipment they use to build the drone is made in Israel. The chips, the computers, the technology, the software, everything is Israeli. The parts, everything is Israeli. This is why you see during this 11 days, Erdogan, he was shouting, but he don't dare even to say to the Israeli ambassador, get out of here. Or to say, you know what, we will stop buying, at least stop selling them steel. Billions of dollars Israel buy every year from Turkey as a steel. And this steel is going to be used for missiles and rockets and making tanks in Israel. So it is Turkey who sell Israel steel. And the question why? Because Turkey is collapsing. There's no money. There's no economy. There's no business. There's no life. I just saw in the news, from every 10, there is 7 men or women are unemployed in Turkey. Imagine, from every 10. That means this is 70% of the adult in Turkey, they have no jobs. So Israel is way more stronger. Economy, money, technology, but they are weaker when it's come to population. Small, tiny population. This is the only weakness they have. So how the Israeli can balance their weakness with the enemy? Very simple. Extreme, powerful weapon, which no enemy can fight. So this is why I'm saying that this war was a great benefit for Israel. They tested their defense system. Now they knew where is the weakness, where is the strength. Now they knew in the time of war, which is a new kind of war for them. You know, this is the first time they are being shot at by missiles from a very short range. You see, the Israelis are not worried about Iran shooting a missile from Iran. It's going to take it an hour before it arrives. That will give them a lot of time to take it down, even if there are too many. But when you have people, they are just a few kilometers away from you, and they are shooting their missiles, that will make it extremely difficult. And this is telling you how amazing their defense system is, to take down little rocket. And this rocket even have no direction. And not only that, even the drone, they could not make one drone go over their land. So the Israeli technology is really amazing, the most powerful. And I am not worried about Israel losing war, but the worry will be if Israel is not ready for the coming war, which is going to be hurting, but not destruction war. So now we will see with the new government, and I believe this will happen. The Israeli will sit down, and I believe they are doing that already, studying all the impact of this attack of Hamas on them, what they learn from it, and they will fix the weakness they have. As an example, there is a weakness that if somebody sent at you 400 missiles at the same time, and then you say, okay, I destroyed 380 of them, that is a weakness. Because what if the 20 which you did not destroy, they are chemical weapon or different kind of weapon? You know what I mean? We knew that they don't dare to do it, but what if they did? We knew they don't dare to do it not because they don't love to do it, but because if they do it, that would give Israeli the opportunity to wipe them out of the earth. You see, you can shoot one shot at Israel, but then after that, you will not be able to shoot the second one if you use mass destruction weapon against Israel. So I believe this is a very great opportunity. Can you explain about the rocket technology? My friend, I'm not a scientist. I do not know. All what I know, that obviously they have a radar system, can trace those rockets so fast, and then it shoot and follow it. It's follow the rocket, not only shoot at the rocket. So the rocket have no escape, you know. So they send a rocket, or like their defense weapon, and that thing will trace the rocket. It's not like a rocket can run away, change direction. It's going to follow the rocket until the rocket is destroyed. So this is very effective system. Nobody really have such a system. I mean, the American, they are using it, hoping is going to help them in coming war with, you know, in massive war. But obviously the Israeli technology is really, really powerful, you know. Actually, most of the technology today is made by the Jews. I mean, like the face recognition. All countries in the world, including Muslim countries, they use it. This is a Jewish technology. Face recognition, ID recognition, everything. I mean, you name it. If you check out your computer, you see all those Muslims, they use computers. You will not find a single computer. The most important part of it is not made in Israel. If you have a microwave, you are using Israeli product. No matter what microwave, where it's made, even if it's made in China. So the Israeli technology is far beyond the stupidity of the enemy. And because they knew that, they consider killing 4 Israeli as a victory. You know what I mean? It's like you cause a giant a scratch in his skin because you don't ever dream to do so. I made a scratch. Do you understand? Somebody saying why the words support those Abdul. Well, the words are the same as the rest. They don't know what's happening. They see in the TV, they show you a picture of an Israeli soldier is grabbing a child. Ah, this is Israel. So you see the propaganda is, and this is actually one of the stupid things. You see, because Israel is a democracy, so they allowed all kind of media to come, including Al Jazeera. Their enemies, they allowed their enemies to bring their cameras and they cut and they edit all the scenery. So this is one of the stupid things about the Israeli government. Too much democracy, but it's too much stupidity in the same time. Because I'm not going to allow somebody, he will use a cut. They will not show you that the kid, he was carrying a rock and he was almost going to kill a soldier, because remember, a rock can kill a soldier. What if I allow my son to go after you in the street and throw a big rock at you? Let us see what will happen. So they show you a picture or an image of an Israeli soldier arresting 10 years old child. Disgusting. This is what they show you. And then you wonder why they are supporting them. The propaganda is huge. There's 1 billion human beings, they post in Twitter and Facebook propaganda against Israel. And there's 4 or 5 million Israeli. You know what I mean? In the top of that, there's hundreds of millions of those who call themselves Christians, they are against Israel. So let us make it clear, the whole world is against Israel. The whole world tried to demonize, to make them evil. And you will see some Christians here, they say to you, didn't they kill Jesus? So if they kill Jesus, we kill them? You see, there's some Christian, they claim to be Christian, they are more evil than Muhammad himself. Isn't it Jesus says in the cross, forgive them, Father, they don't know what they are doing? So there's a lot of hate, and I explain why even some those call themselves Christians, they hate the Jews. All of this is based on jealousy. And I'm not saying that the Jews are perfect people. You know, there's bad people, there's good people everywhere. And they do bad mistakes, and they side with the enemy of Christianity many times. But that is not a reason to go after the Jews today. Let us say one day the father of my father did something. What is my fault? Why you want to judge me because of him? The Jews are successful. Successful in economy, successful in business, successful in technology. They are smart people. Nobody can deny that. And that makes them in a place of jealousy. Why they are rich? So you will see, you know, always majority, they hate the minority if they are successful. As long as you are not successful, nobody hate you. Let us say the Jews, they were poor, and they have no houses, and they have no business, and they are not owning the jewelry business in the world, or banks, or nobody will hate them. Yeah, just nobody. Have you ever heard of somebody hate the gypsy? I mean, maybe they don't like them, but they will not make a big deal. It's a gypsy, right? Why? Because they are not important. But if they became super powerful, and they became so rich, then the majority will be jealous from the minority, like how in the world those minority are richer than us, and they have no power, and they have no control, and we are the one who own the government, and now we are the one who control the country, and yet a Jew, he is more rich than me. That's not fair. This is jealousy. And this jealousy exists in Europe, exists in the Middle East, exists in America, exists everywhere. You will see many people saying, why the Jews are rich? Like, who's holding you? Go and be rich. But because he's a Jew, you see, if he is Bill Gates and he is not a Jew, nobody question him why he is rich. And by the way, Bill Gates became a prophet, you know. He prophesied every 2 days. I heard that Bill Gates prophesied I will have a problem, pain in my muscles, you know, because I was lifting some rockets. So when you are from a minority, this is why even in the Middle East, when they see the Muslims, they see the Christians are very successful. They get jealous too. So they try to eliminate you and eliminate your opportunity. Like there's a very well-known, wealthy Christian in Egypt. His last name is Soros. They hate him. They try to take his money. They try everything. And the guy is getting more and more and more rich. But there is many billionaires or Muslims, nobody complains, but because he's a Christian. When you are from the minority, you bring a lot of attention when you become powerful or rich or successful. Do you think the Russian will help the Arab again? You know, actually, I don't think so. You see, the Russian, they are very smart people. The Russian, they exchange benefit. As an example, the Russian, if you notice that Israel attack Syria every few days almost, attack the Iranian specifically, and Hezbollah. The Russians are there, they don't involve. Even one of the attacks, the Russian, they lost an airplane. Still they did not respond to Israel. Why? Because there's an exchange of an agreement between the Russian and the Israeli. You don't arm Ukraine, we don't go against you in the Middle East. So the Israeli, they have a lot of strength to the point they can have influence over Russian. Russian need them. They cannot go against them. And the Russian, they have really, you know, they have interest to make business with everybody. Why they want to be an enemy to the Israeli? There's no reason. There's no reason. As long as the Israeli don't get involved and put their nose inside Russia, Russia have no problem with the Jews and the Israeli. And I think the Israeli, they knew that very well. So they can sell weapons to everybody. The Russian, they sell weapons to anyone, to Iran, they sell it to Syria. But they don't mind to sell it to Israel too. Trust me. Doesn't matter who will buy it, buy it. They sell it to Turkey. Turkey is part of the NATO. Turkey is part of the NATO, which means it's part of the enemy, NATO. Yet the Russian, they sold them the S-400. They don't care. Because they give you a weapon, you cannot use it against us anyway. They have way more powerful weapon than what they gave you. So the stupid Erdogan, he lost the support of the American. He made them angry. He got weapon which he cannot use anyway, because in the contract even it says you cannot use it out of your land, and you can use it only as a defense, not as an attack. In the top of that, the Russians have control of it. In the top of that, the Russian they are connected to the satellite and their radar. In the top of that, the Russian they took all the money of the stupid Erdogan when he need every penny. In the top of that, Erdogan now he is a slave of the Russian, because without them he don't have parts and fixing and repair. It's not like a weapon you buy and it's going to stay working forever. And in the top of that is useless, because simply the Russian, their weapon is way far more better than what they sold to you. There's no country in the world will sell you weapon is equal to their weapon. They will sell you weapon which is like a junk for them. So when the American they sell, let us say F-16 to Emirates, this is the junk of America. This is not really the same F-16, the American one. They take a lot of things out of it, which is not the same as the American airplane. Or they want to give them the 35, but the 35 which they have is not the same as 35 we have. To guarantee that they will never have equal war machine, and we will not sell them a war machine to kill us with it. So Russian, they don't have really, they will never really support the Arab. In the previous like state, Soviet Union, they supported the Arab. But there was a reason. It was the West supporting the enemies of the Russian, or the, let's say, Soviet Union, and Soviet Union support whoever enemy to the West. As simple as that. And nothing changed. It's until now the same. You know, America is against Iran. Okay. And against Russia. Okay. And they are supporting, you know, the American, they are supporting many terrorist groups actually against the Russian. So we will support terrorist groups against you too. Wait for it. Starting with Iran and etc. So it's a dirty game, work out between countries. George Bush, when the massacre of Baseline school or village, and more than 1,000 Russian children were slaughtered by Muslim terrorists. George Bush, the idiot, he invited those terrorists to the White House. Imagine if the Russian invited Osama bin Laden after he killed 3,000 American. So we don't want to blame the Russian for all the garbage happening. The West is having more garbage than what the Russian did. The Russian, as a superpower, they wish to take over land too. Like they took land from Ukraine, right? Yeah, they should give it back. That's not their land. But Russian, they understand very well at the same time that America is not in love with Ukraine, is not in love with Poland, is not in love with Moldova, is not in love with Romania, is in love of surrounding Russia to make it weaker. So the whole game is very simple. The same as they do with the Chinese. The Russian and the Chinese, they became an extreme powerful countries. And American, they cannot lose their place as a leader for the world. And for the sake of that purpose, they put sanctions non-stop on the Chinese and the Russian. They use any excuse. Not because of those excuses, but because we have to stop them from growing and become powerful. So we create for them all kinds of wars around them with the neighbors. The war between Russia and Ukraine is not for the benefit of Russia, not for the benefit of Ukraine. But the Americans, they were successful to divide them, and that will make Russia weaker. Instead of having closer friend to them, now they have an enemy. Perfect for the American, but it's not perfect for Ukrainian and not perfect for the Russian. The same they did with all the countries in the neighborhood. So you will notice that the one getting close to Russia, it was the West. It's not the opposite. It's not the Russian coming to your borders and they want to support somebody as your enemy. And they did that before, during the time of Cuba and Castro. But is that in the time of the Soviet Union? So there's a lot of dirt in politics, a lot of garbage, but in the same time, there's a lot of understanding. The American, they understand that they cannot go in war with the Russian. They don't even dare. And the Russian know very well they cannot go in war with the American, and they don't even dare. So let us say it's a war of no war. So what they do, like Iran don't dare to go in war with Israel, so they use Hezbollah or Hamas. So everybody have his own puppies. You know what I mean? America have puppies. Iran have puppies. The Russian have puppies. The Chinese have puppies. And all the puppies are small. And they are going to be the victim of the war. But the big ones, they will not go in war because they knew that this war is going to end with no good, no winner, if not destroying the whole earth. Is America one day going to attack China, really? Do you believe it? No way. That's impossible. Not the Russian for sure. The Russian, they can burn the whole earth easy, not only America. So it's a war of no war. It's a game of garbage, and the Israeli have to play with all those players. It's a small country trying to survive in the middle of ocean of hate against them. And this is why, for me, I believe that the Israeli, in order to survive, they have to change their plan and build in more friends and relationship with other countries. And actually, they were successful in the past few years. But they need to do way more than what they did in the past. Because you will need every single friend in the future if war happened again. And it's going to happen. It's not a maybe, it's just a matter of time. It's not possibly, it is for sure. So they need to increase the number of their friends, and they need, this is why the Israeli, they are willing to give technology to the Russian. Why? Because they don't want the Russian to feel what we will lose if we support the enemy against Israel. You know what I mean? What we will lose. All those countries, they have one question: what we will lose and what we will win. If the Russian will win nothing from supporting the enemy of Israel, then they will not support. And if they knew they will lose from supporting the enemy of Israel, they will never support. So what country like Israel can do, and this is actually what all countries do, like Saudi Arabia, they invite the American to invest in Saudi Arabia. They open for them the ground. Just do whatever you want. Why? Because if somebody attacks us, the American, they will feel that their investment is at risk. And that will bring America to war in our side. So they encourage those investment not because they really like the American to make money, but it's a way of a bribe. Emirat is the same, small country, tiny country, cannot fight anyone. So what they do? They try to make the American very comfortable in their land. Okay, come, put your forces here. We will give you forces. We will give you a land, same as Qatar, So all of them, they try to make the American invest in their land, not because they love the American, but because they love the protection of America. And this is the same for the Russian. The Syrian, they invited the Russian, said to them, we give you land, we give you a base, we give you a port, you will have a port in the Mediterranean. Amazing. That's so important for the Russian. So the Russian, they said, sure, why not? You know what? In return, we will go in war with you, and we will fight ISIS, and we will fight Al-Qaeda, and we will protect the president, and we will not let you go because you are our man. So everything you see around you is an exchange of benefit and reward. And because of that, Muslims, they understand very well that they are so weak. All those Islamic countries who shout loudly, talking about war, they are extremely weak. Like they are strong if they want to fight a country like Armenia. Small country, have no small army, nobody. But do they dare really to fight Israel? They will not. Even if they are big population, huge population, they will never dare. Because they understand very well that the enemy, which is Israel, is way more ahead of them. when it's come to accomplish a winning war. They learned from the previous wars, which all the Muslims came together. They brought army from every single Islamic country in 1973, in 1948, etc. You name it. 56. They brought army from Morocco, from Algeria, from Libya, from Egypt, from Saudi Arabia, from Iraq, from Syria, from Turkey, from Chechnya, from Iran. They came from everywhere to attack Israel in one day. And guess what? They lost. And actually, it was for their benefit they lost. Because if the Israeli were losing, then the Israeli have no choice except using their extreme weapon, which will make the Mohammedan lose anyway. But that will be a very heavy cost. And if I am a Muslim who dream to attack Israel, I will think 1,000,000 times not to cause Israel to lose. Because if the Israeli feel they are losing a war, then they will use weapons which they don't want to use. Because when they feel that's it, our existence is either we exist today or not tomorrow. If we don't use this weapon, they will use it. And then a disaster will happen. Right? So I say for the benefit of Muslims not to win a war with Israel, because that will bring destruction for all your countries. And it's for the benefit of Israel to learn from the wars with those Mohammedan, for they can strengthen and they can learn from it, and they can prepare for the coming war. So I hope my today explanation is enough for what I wanted to say. And you know, I'm going to delete my previous videos. I don't keep them reading. You know, I know my videos, they hurt a lot of people feeling, because the truth hurt. You know, people like to eat candies and taste sugar. Nobody want to see the real taste of reality. That life is full of corruption, full of fake people, liars, deceivers, and how little picture in media can switch the mind of a human being. So you will see that Twitter, they took the account of Trump, the president of USA, they took it down, but they will not take the account of the leader of Hamas down. And he posted in his account, says, kill them wherever you find them. This is how corrupt and this is how bad it is. And actually, I believe that the most dangerous thing to freedom is not the Mohammedan religion only. It is the left who support it. Because those left are the one who control all the media. If you look around you, who is the one who owns YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook? You will find that all of them, they support Hamas. All of them. Yet they are the left. Yet they are American. Do you see how bad it is? If we send those who work in Facebook to live in Gaza for 1 week, without telling the people of Gaza those are people coming to study what's happening, they will change their mind upside down. They will hate it. They will see how they treat people. But because those left-minded, they grow up in a school where it says, if you are an American, you are not good. If you are white, you are a bad person. I mean, you will see a woman, she is blonde, she have a green or blue eyes, and she is saying white people are bad. This is a sign of mental illness, you know, like. And suppose they are not racist too. I mean, how you say that they are bad, but you're talking about a race? This is racist. There's bad everywhere. There's bad. They are black or white or Asian. Doesn't matter. There's bad and good everywhere. So we have bigger problem in the world, and we have bigger problem in America, which is called the left-minded people. They have always they have left the brain. The right side of the brain is not functioning. Those are more dangerous than Hamas, because those the one are can silence you. Those are the one who can mute you, and nobody will know the truth because they go against you. So they claim to be democratic, but the fact they are anti-democracy. You see, the Democratic Party, they say that they support the freedom of speech, right? Just say something they don't like. Just try. Let us see how much freedom of speech will handle. They are the same as Islam, you know. Democratic Party is the same as Islam. The second you say something they don't agree with, they do anything in their power to delete you from earth. Trump, he won the election, they start burning cars. They start attacking stores. I mean, why attacking Walmart? What Walmart have to do with Trump? Why you attack Apple store? What is stealing iPhone? Stealing iPhone have to do with Trump? You will not see one of the left says this is bad. Not only that, they encourage them. They say this is the right, freedom of speech. But when Trump supporters, they go to the, you know, the to the building of the government, you know, the same as Hamas. Allahu Akbar, look what they are terrorists, you know, like. So how come when your supporters they do way more, they are not terrorists? When those guys they do less more, they are terrorists. So, and Trump, he was stupid when he told the people, he says go there. I mean, this is very stupid for this idiot. You know, he's an idiot. You don't think, you know. But just to show you the hypocrisy, how the left work. So my advice for the Jews, if you are a Jew and you are listening, if you live in America, never vote for a Democrat. They hate you. I'm telling you, they hate Israel. Go and see what they are saying about Israel right now. So you vote for Democrat, you are voting for racism. You are voting for hatred. You are voting for Hamas. You know, if you ask them about, let us say, refugee, they say why we should have borders. Okay, well, no problem. We should not have borders. Let us take it off. Take it off. You know, why you ask people for passport in the airport? Let people get in, and then you will find a Mexican. He jumped inside the garden of Pelosi. She called the police for him. Like, why you are calling the police for him? I thought you do not need borders. Why you have borders? Why you have bodyguards? Why you have cameras? Why you have fence? Why you live in mansion? If you support the poor? So those people, they are very awkward, hypocrite. They speak of something and they do the opposite. And actually they are trying to destroy this country. They are trying to make black American and white American very much divided, and they increase racism. Racism exists. But are you solving racism by saying the white people are bad? You are increasing it. We should teach our children that there is good people from both and there's bad people from both. If somebody is bad, we go after him and we say he's bad. We expose him. If he's a criminal, we put him in jail. But don't ever teach that there's a race is bad. I can say a religion is bad. I can say Islam is ugly. But I cannot say that every single Muslim, because there's many Muslims are Muslim by name, they don't believe what Muhammad said. Islam is a hateful teaching. So there's a person, his name is Muhammad, he is born of a Muslim family, but he don't believe he should kill me. Can I say he's bad? No, he's not. So we have to judge by the belief, not by the person. If person is born in Turkey, does that mean he is like Erdogan? No. There is people don't believe in anything of the garbage of Erdogan, and they don't want even Islam to be in the country. So there is people who they are bad, regardless of their race, even their religion. When I speak against Islam, I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about those who believe in Islam and believe in the ugly Islam. Maybe this is not a good word. Ugly Islam. There's no beautiful Islam anyway. So let us say a true believer like Hamas. You see, when you see a Muslim woman, she's wearing a skirt and she is saying the Prophet Muhammad was a great man. She is not a Muslim. She's just a hypocrite woman walking in the street claiming to be Muslim because she doesn't know obviously what Islam is about. And the majority of Muslims are like that. They have no idea. They are driven by hate against Israel, but they don't know why. I mean, okay, what is the problem exactly? Oh, they took Jerusalem. No, no, they did not take it. Even your prophet said this is their land. They did not take it. This is their land. How they took it from you? They did not. You are the one who took it from them. And look, all this land around, look how big it is Muslim land. Are you short of land? Are they short of land? Look at this. All of this map, actually even my screen doesn't fit for the map of Islamic countries. All those countries are Islamic. All the way to China. Look at this. So are they really fighting about the land? Algeria alone can make like maybe 50 Israel or 60. I cannot show you in the map all the countries because Morocco, I cannot show it, you know. So all of this in front of you is Islamic lands. All of this. All of this. Why you want to take this little tiny spot? Because they want to take everything. This religion is based on taking over the world, not only this one. This is like a pimple in their face. They want to take it away. This is the truth. I will not even show you the whole map. We can extend. I mean, here we go. Like there's more Islamic countries. Huh? Those are Islamic countries too. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, you name it. So are you short of land? No. And most of Islamic land is even empty. Saudi Arabia is a 1 million square kilometer. Saudi Arabia alone can make maybe, I don't know, 100 country like Israel. But for them, they want to get rid of Israel because they are Jews. If the Israeli were Muslims, there is no problem. It's solved. This is reality. This is the truth. The war is not about land. The war is about religion. And nobody want to say the truth. They want to fool you. Only foolish people think they are fighting over a land. You see, when the Ottoman, they occupy all the Islamic countries. And the Ottoman, they made themselves a caliphate. Who was against the Ottoman? Nobody, because they are Muslims. In the same time, the Ottoman, they were raping their women, kidnapping. The Ottoman soldiers, they come in their horses. They walk in the street. If they see a beautiful woman, they grab her, and they put her in the horse, and the woman, she disappear forever. Nobody will know even who took her. All what they know, it's an Ottoman soldier. The Ottoman Sultan, he like you. He give you a land in a country you don't own. He says to you, okay, I will give you 2,000, let us say, hectare of land in Libya. Go there, take it. And this is the paper. The guy, he go there, he owned the land. And he owned the villages in it. And he owned the villagers inside it. This is what the Ottoman do. And not to mention, they were occupying Bulgaria, Greece, Romania, Moldova, part of Ukraine. I mean, Serbia. They went all the way almost to the middle, to France. But nobody complained because they were Muslims. If you are a Muslim, when Saddam Hussein, he was using chemical weapon killing Kurdish, have you ever seen Muslims go in the street striking, protesting? No. Because a Muslim killing Muslim, it's okay. He was killing the Kurdish as if they are fly. Not a single Muslim he strike in the street. This is the truth. And what make it more funny, that always the one who saved the Muslims from war is the non-Muslims. You see, if not America, Iran will be eating Iraq, will be eating, you know, I mean, Iraq is now actually under their control. They will be eating Saudi Arabia, they will be eating Qatar, they will be Emirat, they will eat all this land. The Arab, they are no match to the Persian, as simple as that. Always it was like this. The Persian attack, the Arab, they lose. In history, there's only maybe once or twice where the Arab won a war with the Persian. And the reason they won the war because the Persian, they were exhausted after fighting the Roman for hundreds of years, or not thousands. And now nothing new. Iran, they speak they are against Israel, but the fact their eye is on Saudi Arabia. They want this country. They want this country. They want this country. They want this country. And the only problem they have in their way is Israel. Just 2 weeks ago, the Moroccan government, they announced a warning. Okay, what is the warning about? Is it about Israel? No. They made a new law, forbid anyone to distribute Shia videos or Shia books between their citizens. Why Morocco? What's happening? Because a lot of Moroccan, they are converting to Shiaism. So Morocco is almost zero Shia, and now the Shia number is increasing. Soon it's going to be 10%, soon it's going to be 20%, 25%, and then the whole country will become Shia. Same as in Algeria, same as in Libya, same as in Egypt, actually same as in Gaza. In case you do not know, there's two groups fighting Israel, Hamas and a Jihad al-Islami. A Jihad, they are Shia, present the Shia Iran. So Shiaism is the biggest concern for the Muslims really in the Middle East. Most of Muslims are not really worried. I'm talking about Muslim Sunni. They are not worried about Israel. They are worried about Iran and the Shia. And for me, if you ask me, I would love to see all the Middle East become Shia. That would be lovely. And maybe in some other time we'll explain to you why. But for sure, Shiaism is extending very fast between Muslims, and Muslim Sunni are losing ground. There's even leaders of the Al-Qaeda and ISIS, they become Shia. As simple as that. So this is why you see the Emirati, they are signing agreement with Israel because they are concerned about Shiaism and they are concerned about Iran, but not because they love Israel. Same as the Saudi, the same as the rest. Right now the Shia already, you see those countries here like Oman, they say they are not Shia, but they are very close to the Shia. And Yemen, most of it now, the majority of population are Shia. And Shia is increasing everywhere between Muslim countries. And now actually Hezbollah is building bases inside Africa, in Nigeria, in Mali. You know, they have bases for army training. So things are changing, and this is why the Muslim Sunni, they are afraid. If Biden, he give Iran money, if he lift their sanctions, then Iran will have a lot more money to spend to spread Shiaism between Muslim Sunni. And I believe strongly that Obama, he really a Shia person. He is not a Sunni. Because if you look at Obama, everything he do anything in his power to make Iran powerful. Anything. This guy is willing to do anything. Like, look, Biden, he became a president less than a week after he started negotiating. Not even a month. Why you are in rush? Because simply Obama is in rush. Iran as a government is dying. They are out of money. So Obama want to save Iran from collapsing. And Biden is just a puppy. And Biden now is trying his best to do what Obama he want, but in the same time, everything is going against him. And actually what happened in Gaza is one more thing to make it hard for Biden to sign agreement with Iran. And that's why I say this war with Hamas was very nice for Israel, because now the Israelis say, oh, look, look, look. Even Hamas leader, he went in TV and he said, thank you, Iran, for supporting us and for arming us. Very powerful, useful comment to the benefit of Israel. So now if the American, they want to go and sign an agreement with Iran, then all the American who against the Iranian involvement in other countries, including Israel, they will say, no, 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 we cannot do that. Look, they are even supporting terrorists. Not only in Islamic countries, even in Israel. So that will make it more difficult, and already it's making it difficult to Biden to sign any agreement with Iran. And that means that any agreement with Iran is going to include Israel, which means you don't support Hamas no more. And if they stop supporting Hamas, Hamas is going to look for a supporter. Hamas will be for sale in eBay. Because Hamas, I mean, this is need money. All those weapons you see, all things is coming from Iran. Who is going to pay for it? Then Hamas will be demolished. And the American, actually Trump, the stupid Trump, he have a great opportunity to cut all money to come to Hamas by putting sanctions on Qatar, especially if they support Hamas. But he did not do it because he's an idiot. He went in TV saying Qatar supporting terrorism, but he did nothing against them because they rented his own son building for 99 years. You see, we say that Joe Biden's son is corrupt and Joe Biden is corrupt. Trump is corrupt too. All of them, they are businessmen. Everything is for sale. The Prince of Qatar, he rented a building from his son-in-law in New York for $1 billion. And they pay him the rent for the coming 99 years. Obviously, it's not a corruption. Hey, people who want to rent my house for the coming 99 years. I mean, buy it. If you buy it, it costs less. Isn't it obvious? Guys, they rent the building for the coming 99 years. And they gave him money without selling it. So the reason for, look what they did. Because now he can take mortgage on the building because he's the owner. In the top of the 1 billion, he just got in his pocket for free. And not only that, they don't even move in the building. Hey, people who want to rent my house without moving in, and you will pay me rent for the coming 99 years. Oh, boy. They are the same garbage, my friend. The friend here is asking us about Islamic groups in Africa or West Africa. It's the same garbage. This is a disease. It will spread, and they will go over poor areas, recruit poor people who have no jobs, no education, using the religion to conquer and to steal and to rape. But all of us, we knew that those people will never be successful anyway. But they will be able to be burning countries, you know, destroying. And yeah, and the funny that the address of the building is 666 Avenue. Right? So, you know, I mean, I vote for Trump, but Trump is not really that good guy, you know. I mean, he's just better than the rest. Let us say all of them, they are garbage. He is half garbage. Yeah. Anyway, garbage in, garbage out. Right? Garbage in, garbage out. All right, guys, I think we have enough for today. And supposedly I was going to go live for 15 minutes because I have an injury in my back and I cannot supposedly sit in that chair for long. And look, you guys, what you did to me. I need to find a way to make my videos short. Maybe I should not go live. I should make it like before I go live. Yeah, he's a lesser evil, yeah. I mean, all of them, they are the same garbage. I mean, they fool you in TV, supposedly, you know. We want to make America great. Okay, what you did? I'm going to give the land, which is the land of the Belisario, to give it to the Sahara Desert. I will give it to Morocco. Look, what's wrong with you? Oh, because they want to sign a peace agreement with Israel. Like, you idiot. So they want to sign peace agreement with Israel. And the return, you give them a land, it's not there. What's wrong with you? Oh, I want to give you the Golan Heights. Like, Golan Heights, you idiot. Hold on. Why you don't give them a land in Texas? This guy, Trump, he's like a drunk person. You know, like, we have the sleepy Joe Biden husband, and we have the other idiot. So Joe Biden, he don't even know what's happening. He forget his name sometime. And then Trump, he think like he owned the whole world, and he start giving land to whoever he like. Like, okay, I will give you this country. He offer even a country to sell their country for him. Do you believe it? What country it was? Iceland? Greenland? I forgot. I mean, he made an offer for them to buy your country. Like, what's wrong with you, man? You want to buy the country from them? Cuckoo. This is cuckoo, you know? Imagine I send a message, I'm president of USA, I send a message to the South Korea. Say, hey, Korean, we want to buy your country. Like, what? What do you want to do? It's not even nice, it's offensive, you know? It's insulting. And then the people there, they got so angry. I don't blame them. Imagine I call the president of Argentina, says, hey, I want to buy your country. Oh, really? Well, like, did you list our country in eBay? But anyway, still Trump, at least is a businessman. He's a smarter. He is more strong. But, you know, this is America. They give us two donkeys, and you have to choose one of them. One is going to hit you in your teeth, and the other one is going to hit you on your nut. Which one is hurting more for you? Choose. Yeah. Anyway. And you know, all this time he support Israel. Okay, wonderful. Why you don't do something for Israel? At least stop Qatar from sponsoring Hamas. Can't you do that? Can't you say anyone who will send money to Hamas, we put sanctions on them? How come the one who send buy or sell from Iran, you put sanctions on them, but the one who send money to Hamas, you don't put sanctions on them? Starting from Qatar, following your friend Erdogan, who was killing Christians, killing Kurdish in Syria as he wished, and you were watching, playing golf. Erdogan, he took the church of Hagia Sophia, and Trump, he posted in Twitter that today he enjoyed a dish. He didn't even mention the church name. Every single president in the world, he spoke about it, either against or support. The Muslims support, many, they oppose. Trump, he did not even mention it because he's a potato. When it's come to Erdogan, he say nothing. I want to see a coming prime minister to Israel, a new one. I don't want to see Netanyahu again. We are enough of those corrupt people. We want to see a real leader. If war happen again, he will teach the terrorists how to behave forever, for the coming centuries. This is the only way to stop attack against you. If you teach them that attacking me once is like a punishment for the coming 100 years for you. Nothing else will stop terrorism. Weak leaders have no place. What do you think about resistance, or sorry, resistance between Egypt and Ethiopia? You know, I think, you know, this is another stupid thing Trump he did. He said, he went on TV, he said, I don't blame the Egyptian if they attack Ethiopia. Well, stupid idiot, what are you doing? He's given a green light to the Egyptian to attack Ethiopia. I mean, this guy is a certified donkey. Why you are saying to the Egyptian, I don't blame you if you attack the Ethiopian? How in the world you say such a thing? And because of that, I will not be surprised one day if the Egyptians really go in war. The only reason the Egyptians are not going in war, because it's going to be very costly. Their economy will collapse. The country is poor. They have a big army, yes. They are more advanced than the Ethiopian army. We cannot compare, actually. The Ethiopian army is very behind. But at the same time, it's going to be very costly, extremely costly. But Trump is an idiot. He did tons of bad things, and he did tons of good things too. We have to mention both. See, this is why we as a Christian, we should not take a side with anyone. We take side, we say things as it is. Like, I voted for Trump because there's no other option, but doesn't mean he is the good person. He's better than the rest of the garbage. Right? What is the ground for Muhammad to be a prophet? To be last prophet? Shouldn't he be first a prophet first to be last one? Muhammad for sure is a prophet. He is the one who discovered that if the women have orgasm first, the baby will be a girl. And if the men have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy. So to be a last prophet, first you have to prove he's a prophet in the beginning, you know. Every single thing Muhammad he said, it turned to be false. But this is not our topic for today anyway. Right? Anyway, we don't want war between anyone, but we still understand reality that Israel, they should act fast, increase their defense system. This 11 days was a great experience for Israel. The Israeli, I'm sure they learned a lot from it, and is going to show them if they have any weakness, they should cover it. So in the coming war, which I believe it might be very massive, they will not be overwhelmed by shelling them with thousands of rockets at the same time. They should have a defense system will allow zero missile to enter their space without destroying it. They should have a defense system that no matter how many missiles they shoot at you, you will take them down all, not 90%. Because 90%, that means there's still 10% arriving to their target. That is horrible. So they should fix that. If a woman have orgasm, the chances the baby being a male is higher. I don't think so. I don't think the orgasm have to do with anything. You see, I believe it's about the number. This is what science says. I'm not a doctor, but it is the male sperm or semen which decide the baby. So let us say if the women they say, like, if a woman she have certain kind of acid in her body, high acid, low acid, that can hurt more or can help more sperm to survive and arrive. But at the end of the day, it is the number of a sperm the man he provide, and if the one who arrive is a male sperm, or it's a male sperm, it's going to be a male. It is the sperm of the man who decide, not the egg. So it doesn't matter orgasm or no orgasm, doesn't matter. That is not really true. The iron beam is going to be implemented fully. Well, I'm not sure about this. You see, I'm not really, I don't know about what Israel have. I know what everybody knows. I mean, what we read in the internet, what we see in the news. But for sure, the technology of Israel is amazing. But they should not allow such a thing to happen again. It should be 100% missiles destroyed. And they should actually prepare themselves for thousands of missiles coming in the same time, not 3,000 or 4,000 in 11 days. Because the enemies in the future will not go for that. If he knew that this is his chance, is to shoot as many as he can, he would do it. If he knew If he shot 300 missiles at you, let us say every 5 minutes, and then he knew that you can destroy it still, then that is useless. So what they will do? They will say, okay, 300 will not work, let us shoot 400. So 300 will be destroyed and 100 will arrive. So the Israelis have to fix their system if their system is not capable of taking all the missiles attacking down. All right. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. Again, I'm going to delete my video. As you know, I don't keep them, especially about politics. I don't really like politics, but sometime we have to speak about it. And until we see you soon again, I say may the Lord bless you. And I hope and I pray that Israel will have a real prime minister, not Netanyahu. This guy is an idiot. No wonder he's a friend of Trump. And he is a coward. He's not brave enough. All what he cares is politics. Never hire a politician to be your leader. Sometimes politicians can be leaders. Can be. Like the Israeli once, they used to have a woman. Her name is Golda Meir. She was a woman, right? Golda Meir? She have a quotation. She said, I think, I can forgive you for killing my kids, but I cannot forgive you for forcing me to kill yours. She's a woman, but she was a very powerful person. Not like those idiots the Israeli they have lately. You know, this is why, you know, when Muslims they put women down, look what this woman she did to her country. She is a woman. She is not special forces. This is why having a leader can change a country, can make a country different. You know, a leader is number one reason for success. It's not enough to have an empire, the most powerful army. Because if you have an idiot like, let us say, Hitler, he destroyed his country. But he had the most powerful, at that time, maybe country in the world. The most powerful army. So leaders have to be always the most important thing for people to choose. For leaders can build a country, and leaders can destroy a country. And leaders have nothing to do with being male or female. Leaders have to be about a person, smart, brave, logical, and he see far distance. He don't only see what is under his feet. They need someone like Golda Meir to go back. Did you hear that Netanyahu's son? I don't know, you mean corrupt? I know they are corrupt, but anyway. This is what we are saying, fight corruption, you know, don't bring a leader who is a businessman. I will never support a businessman to be a leader. But because in America we have no other choice, there's two parties, and the two parties select one from each. And then we end with a Trump or Biden. Both of them, they are doing business. Both of them. I mean, did you ask yourself why the president have to be a very rich person? Always have to be rich. And even if someone, he was not too much rich, he leave the office, he is a billionaire like Obama. And by the way, Obama, he's against racism. But he bought houses only between the white people. He's against racism, but he will not live between the black people. Same as, what her name? There's a congresswoman speak against racism always. But she never lived between black people. She lived between white people. Anyway, thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. Until we see you soon again. Christ is Lord. Islam is evil. We are against Islam. We are not against Muslims. The Lord, he says, I came for the sick, not for the healthy. And if they are sick, we are here to help them. If Islam making you sick, we are here to help you. We don't hate you. Islam is sick, my friend. Islam is sick and making the world sick. Security is in chaos. The world is in chaos because of Islam. Wherever Islam goes, there's no justice, there's no peace, there's no love. It is a religion of hate. Stand with us and fight against hate. And according to the Bible, love never fails. That is my book. What is yours? Thank you. God bless you and see you soon again. Take care.